Alrighty folks, we're going to go ahead and do another beta test here. Get our address in. This neighborhood's actually interesting because it's got a bunch of speed bumps, which was new for the 10.4 release. And so you actually see them up here on the visualizations. Here's the speed bump coming up. You can see it right there. It slowed down nicely for that. See how it handles the rest. We got a few in this neighborhood. This neighborhood's also interesting too. One, it doesn't have lane markings, which isn't a huge deal, but it does have some lanes that kind of widen and shrink, where there's kind of like turn easements, if you will, as we get further along. And so curious to see how it's going to handle that, because it does have a tendency to kind of want to go towards the center of the road when there's no markings. And so I'll be curious to see when it's really wide, where you definitely shouldn't be in the center, and you'd be off base there for sure, how that's going to register. So anyway, we'll see. But it's recognizing all the speed bumps so far and slowing down appropriately, so that's pretty cool. We'll see how it's going to handle some of the other dynamics here as we get a little closer. So we got a little variations in road 2, which that didn't give it any issues. Switch from concrete to pavers. So let's see. All right, we got somebody with a dog kind of far off to the side, but yeah, I'm thinking, picked up the guy, not the dog. The dog was kind of far though. All right, so go ahead here and just bumped our speed down a little, but we'll see how it's going to handle some of this up ahead. So far, so good. Oh, it's interesting. So kind of braking there a little bit. I don't know if it's that little bit of that phantom braking with the 10.4. All right. So I don't know if you could tell there, but again, it was kind of moving to the center. It sees the cars, it moves back over. And then when there's no cars, it kind of goes back to the center. So it's a little awkward because, like, you can see another car's coming at us now. We're kind of a little far over. So, it did start to move back, but I'm sure other drivers may not like that too much. All right, up here we'll have some of the medians and stuff going on too. It typically handles those pretty well. And we're going to be pulling out to a busy street and going up to the interstate. All right, so this is interesting. So, it likes to go the middle. You've obviously got the median, so it moved over. It did slow down for that, I guess unnecessarily, if it was just a human driving, but I think it was trying to kind of figure out what was going on there.
Turn right onto Van Dyke Road.
All right, and then I think this is where it widens up a little bit.
Now turn right onto Van Dyke Road.
Actually, I thought it was wider up at this exit. I've only been through here once before. But we do have this little median here, so you can see it kind of on the visualizations. It picked it up very lightly, but it did take that turn good, so that was nice. We do need to be in the left lane. We got somebody pulling out here in the middle of the street, just stopped. So car eased off appropriately, so that was good. All right, so now this is the ramp we need to get on. Okay, so this is interesting. Well, I was just about to say we needed to be in this lane because this is a straight lane now, but it will be a turn lane. And right as I was about to call that out, thinking it was going to keep us in the lane over, it moved over. So looks like it sorted that one out and did the appropriate move, so that's good. All right, so we're waiting on a light, and then at that next green light, if you can see it, it may be out of the view of the camera, but that's where we'll be turning left. All right. Cool, got our blinker on. I know sometimes it's kind of late to turn that on, but it did it appropriately here. Okay, whoa, okay. So that was a little rough there. It was almost like it was gonna go for it. It did go to stop, but it braked really hard. And just unnecessarily so. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and kick it on. We got cars coming, so I'm gonna have to be really careful. All right, so the beta's back on. It's inching up a little. Okay, is it gonna go for it? Go, go, go. There's a car coming. All right, took that all right. We were good. little nerve-wracking there for a moment because there was a car coming at us pretty fast. The speed limit on that road we just turned off of is like 55. All right, so we're on the on-ramp now. Go ahead and kick our speed up. And going through the toll. Little scanner here. Nothing really exciting with that. But as we hit the interstate, it should be kicking back over to just the standard production build. Typically what it will do is once you get out of that merge lane from the on-ramp, it moves over. So let's see. All right. Now, a blinker would have been nice there because we were merging in. There was no blinker. But otherwise, with the exception of that hard braking, you know, where it was, I think, probably debating if it was going to take that left turn or not, or wait for traffic. With the exception of that, I mean, it handled the neighborhood, I think, pretty well. It handled the speed bumps really well. Navigated the little middle islands there, the dividers along the way, that turn onto the fast road. It took the merge lane that they have appropriately. So I think all that went pretty good. So overall, I'd say a success. You know, back to that left turn to get onto the on-ramp. You know, it did stop. So, you know, my complaint was it kind of stopped aggressively. And, you know, again, a human could see the cars coming maybe further than the Tesla could. And so for me, it was like that was really uncalled for. But from a safety standpoint, you know, it didn't put us in harm's way. It did stop. While abrupt, it stopped, you know, so it did do, I think, the safe thing. So feel good about that. But anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap us up here as now we're in production build. So not super exciting, and I'll be on the highway here for quite some time. So I'll look to catch some additional footage here once I get off the interstate and it kicks back to beta, and show you a little more driving in the city in a part of town that I'm not normally in. So it will be a new area to capture. So, all right, hope you're having a good one. Thanks.